everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Priya, and in today's video I'm going to do a tutorial on how to make a charm for your junk journal. So I'm going to make this kind of charm. This could be used on the spine, or this could be used on your embellishments, on your envelopes, or anything. And this charm is not very heavy, it's quite lightweight, and it is made from fabric and some beads. So let's get started. You need to take a square piece of fabric. This is around 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches. It doesn't need to be very exact measurements. Then you need some scrap pieces of fabric. It could be of any shape, any scrap piece. So the important thing to know here is that the color of the scrap should be same as your fabric that is square piece, because this one is going to go inside, and if this fabric is sheer, then they both should be of the same color. But if your square is an opaque fabric, it's thick, then your scrap fabric could be of any color. And before we start, you need to keep a needle with a thread ready, and then you need some beads and such things. I could manage only these because we are in lockdown. I cannot go out, so this is what I have at home, so I'm just using this. And then you need a thick piece of string. It's beading string, and I'm also going to keep this ready. So guys, what do you need to do? First, I am taking this fabric scrap, and I'm just randomly rolling it. Really, you don't have to follow anything, you just kind of roll it so that it becomes like a little ball, like a little circle. And you can have any size as you want. So it's like this. So I just rolled it, okay. And then so once it is like this, I'm going to take my square piece and I'm going to put it over it, and very gently I'm just covering it like this. So it's like a little fabric bead. It's not really a precise circle, but that's fine. I think that gives a character. At this point, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my thread with needle, and I'm going to hold the other end, not the end with the needle, the other end. I'm going to leave a little bit. I'm just going to leave a little bit, and then I'm going to just tie this thing around it tightly and make 5-6 rounds. And after that, with the help of my needle, I'm going to just make a few knots so that it is it's tight and the thread doesn't come off. So let's just do it 2-3 times, and just to make sure that this is not very loose, because we don't want this thing to come off. Once this is done, I just did it 2-3 times with your end, this end and the end with needle. Just make a few knots so that just to secure it even tightly. You can do it one more time. Okay, I think this is secured nicely. Now I'm going to cut this off. So we have got something like this at this stage. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to cut off the excess fabric and just going to trim this a little, right? So it looks like something like this, and it is very lightweight. Then I'm going to take the piece of string that I had, and again I'm going to wrap it very tightly around it, and then after 3-4 rounds I'm going to tie a knot on this side. Also I'm going to tie a knot. Just you can just make enough knots to ensure that this is tight enough. Then cut this shorter part of the string, and we have something like this now. Now I'm going to put a few beads here. So this is, I have got something like this. This is not exactly a bead cap, but I think this will work. And okay, so put it inside. That's how it looks now. I'm going to put a few more beads. Let me use this pink one, and I will use this metal one, and in the end I'm going to use oops, sorry. So basically you can use whatever you have at home. Really, I didn't plan to use any of these. I'm just using whatever I could find at home, right? So it looks something like this at this stage. Now push everything down, and make a knot here on the end. So I'm just going to make another knot so that these beads do not move up. Okay, that's how it looks like. Let me demonstrate one more to show you exactly what I did. So I will make another bead. This time I'm taking this piece of fabric. So you can see it's not exactly precise. I didn't do proper measurements. I just approximately took a square. This is not even a square. So for this piece of fabric, I'm taking this scrap fabric, and I'm just holding it from one edge, and I'm just rolling it around to form a kind of a circle. I think it's good size. Then I will take my this other fabric for outside cover, and I'm going to put it on this thing, and that's it. So once I have this, I'm going to take my needle and thread again, and I'm going to hold this edge with the, not the edge with the needle, the other edge, and I'm just leaving little bit, and then I am just wrapping it around. I think we can also use some elastic band. I'm sure we can. I don't have it at home, so I'm using this, but I'm sure we can use elastic bands for this as well. So just making a few knots with my needle and thread to ensure that it is tightly secured. And then I'm taking this edge and this edge, and I am tying a few knots. This is done. I'm cutting my thread off. So we have this thing. I am taking this thick beading string again, and I am tying this beading string around the neck of this bead, and then I am securely tying it one more time just to give it some strength. We don't want this thing to come off, and one more time. I think that should be enough. Then I am cutting off this excess fabric. I think this project is a very good thing to utilize all your fabric scraps. If you're like me, you don't want to throw away anything, then of course you can do something like this. And these charms are quite versatile. Good thing is that they are not too heavy, they are very light, so they could be used for a lot of things. So right, now we have this thing. I'm just trimming off this excess thread from here as well. So we have this thing now. Just to embellish it, I'm putting some, again I'm doing some beading here. So I have this thing ready. I'm just going to securely tie a knot here on the end so as to secure the whole thing. Okay, one more maybe. So now I'm going to just randomly place them with varying heights, some hanging lower, some higher, like this. And then once I'm happy with how I'm going to have them, I'm just going to collect all of them like this, so that I have this charm like this. So now, having collected all of them together, I'm going to tie a knot here using all the threads together so that this becomes one thing. So I have them like this now. Then I'm going to take a long piece of fabric, so I have something like this. This is really from my stash, nothing special. So I'm just going to take this piece of fabric, I'm just going to fold it into half like this, and I'm going to tie a knot of this fabric here. and I just want to make one more knot so that it is tightly secured. So I have something like this now. I'm going to chop off all these extra beading string here, and then this fabric is also too long. I'm going to chop it off at a desired length. So here my charm is ready, and you can make something like this and show me how yours turns out. So guys, this was today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you are happy with this video, please give me a like, subscribe to my channel, share my videos, and thank you so much for your time, for your support. Bye.